Hey everyone! Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I'm really excited to talk to you today about child-safe alternatives to eucalyptus, rosemary, and peppermint for children. Now, you may be wondering, why can't I use eucalyptus, rosemary, and peppermint for my children? I don't understand. And that's what this live is all about. So as you are jumping in, let me know where you are from, maybe how long you've been in this group, anything you want to share, and I'll give you a shout out and say hello. I'm super excited. Like I said, this is a huge hot topic during this time of year. Everyone wants to know how to help their children with colds, congestion, stuffy noses. Of course, we as adults might also have those same symptoms and we need remedies, and we want to use essential oils. And essential oils they're actually really great at helping with this issue. They may not be great for things like thyroid, they may not help with heart disease, they may not help with diabetes, but congestion is one of the things that essential oils are indeed wonderful at. So I am going to flip my screen around and I am actually going to show you where you can find this information absolutely free right here in our Learning Center. This is a free area where you can access this information. And a little backstory, the reason why I went ahead and did this way is because Facebook has been cracking down on especially natural health websites, blogs, and groups. They're even telling me that I've actually been through this this past summer, which is why I had to change my format. They actually flagged different links that I shared based on the information, not in the post and not in the image, but on my website. So creating this free membership learning center for all of you keeps the robots out, keeps the Facebook robots out that flagged my content, and they no longer do, and yet allows you guys access to all of the wonderful information. I don't think I just saw snow, but I think I saw something. That was bizarre. Sorry. I think we might have just had our first few snowflakes. I'm not really sure. Something floated by my window up here in the second story. All right, so to access our Learning Center, just go to leahjacobson.com/library. If you are already a member, click Access Now. Otherwise, a button will appear here saying Not a Member, or you can go to leahjacobson.com/learn and enroll that way. Otherwise, once you are enrolled, again, absolutely free access, just click on the Access Now button, and that will allow you into our Learning Center. Now, there is a lot of information to help you get started on learning about how to use essential oils safely, but today we are talking about children and congestion and why eucalyptus, rosemary, and peppermint are not going to be the best essential oils for you to use, but what you can use instead that is safe for your children. So click on the Children's tab right here, and that will open up a bunch of different posts and information for you to learn more about using essential oils with your children, including basic guidelines, essential oils that are safe, essential oils to avoid, what to do when you want to use them, but you don't want to expose your children to them, information about teething, guide to using essential oils safely with children, and the guide to child-safe essential oils for congestion. So if you click there, this will pop up. It tells you the topics we cover, and all you have to do is click this green button that says download the guide to child-safe alternatives to eucalyptus, rosemary, and peppermint that are effective for congestion. Now, those of you who are in our EO Recipes Club, if you haven't yet heard, we do have a bunch of congestion recipes available for VIPs only for free. So go ahead and check that out if that is something you are interested in. Otherwise, download the free guide, which will pop up this wonderful ebook. I'm just going to zoom in on this so that those of you on mobile can actually see this a little bit better. And I'm going to walk you through this guide. Again, you can get this absolutely free by going to leahjacobson.com/learn, enroll for free, click Children in the menu, and you can download this guide as well. So let me walk you through this. So first, let's discuss why we aren't going to choose to use eucalyptus, rosemary, and peppermint. Now, just like lavender is famous for helping you sleep, although it's not the most effective essential oil that I would suggest, likewise, eucalyptus, rosemary, and peppermint are actually not as effective as some of the safer ones. Now, rosemary and eucalyptus are both high in a constituent called 1,8-cineol, and peppermint is high in menthol. Now, both of those constituents that are present in those essential oils and a few others can actually mimic the cold receptors that are found in the lungs, causing slowed respiration and labored breathing. Now, children under the age of 6 should not be exposed to peppermint, and children under the age of 10 should not be exposed to eucalyptus and rosemary. Now, we could say the same for elderly. They are also, like young children, more sensitive to these strong aromas. Their skin is also thin, like young children. They are getting thinner. And we have to be very careful with topical applications on the skin as well. So this could also be said for anyone who has compromising health conditions or health conditions that compromise the immune system. Anyone super sensitive to aromas and smells, you may find that these essential oils, eucalyptus, rosemary, and peppermint, could also feel way too strong for you to use, also even well diluted. So please use with caution those essential oils, but especially with children. No eucalyptus, no rosemary under the age of 10, and no peppermint under the age of 6. Now, there is great news. The great news is there are several essential oils that you can use instead that are actually more effective and have zero risk, unless you are allergic to trees. But there is no mimicking of cold receptors. There is no feeling like you just can't breathe. Again, anyone can have allergies to any essential oil at any time, but these are generally regarded as safe for children, and they are super amazing. So don't think just because you choose to use fir needle, you aren't going to get as effective result. If you've ever walked through a forest and you are just like, oh my gosh, I can breathe so well, this is amazing, this is how you will feel with the essential oil. So some alternatives that you can use are fir needle, fir, pine, spruce, cypress, juniper berry, and Fregonia. Now, there are several different kinds of firs, several different kinds of fir needles, several different kinds of pines and spruces, but these are the general ones that you want to look to when choosing your essential oils that are going to be safe for the whole family. So this is something that you can diffuse in an open area and everyone can inhale this. It's safe for everyone. Now, orange, sweet orange specifically, and lemon are also great additions that help with germ killing and can also help balance the aroma of the strong pines or firs or spruces. Another one you can add is tea tree. Cinnamon leaf and cinnamon bark are really great anti-germ essential oils, but they do come with a lot of safety issues, so use with caution. Make sure you look them up first because they are blood thinning. Cinnamon bark is not safe for pregnancy, etc. So always keep in mind your safety when it comes to these specific essential oils that you are using. Now, you can use cedarwood, you can use sandalwood in addition, especially if there's any coughing that you want to suppress. Those are two sedative essential oils that are amazing for helping with coughs. And especially at night, if you are trying to sleep, it's a great combination as well. Now, here is my recipe for you that you can use. So you can screen share this, screen cap it, and you can share this. By the way, if any of your friends that you want to share this with are not in our Using Essential Oil Safely Facebook group, take a look on our YouTube channel a little bit later because I will be uploading this there as well. Now, this is a personal inhaler recipe for congestion. And those of you that are here live, thank you so much. If you have any questions for me as I am running through this, if you have any questions for me, throw them in the comments and I will absolutely pause and I will absolutely address your questions that have to do with congestion and child-safe alternatives to eucalyptus, rosemary, and peppermint. Now, this is an amazing inhaler recipe that has been out on the web for several years. I created this several years ago. It is amazing. Many rave reviews. So if you've never tried it, you absolutely have to. Tried and true, super duper amazing combination of essential oils. Now, 7 drops of fir needle, 5 drops of orange, and 3 drops of cedarwood are added to a personal inhaler. Now, these essential oils in combination are expectorant, anti-inflammatory, as well as anti-infectious. So it helps with a whole bunch of respiratory issues, specifically congestion, and all of those things that are related to congestion. Now, adding these to a personal inhaler, you can take 1, 2, 3 deep breaths as needed, and you can freshen with more essential oils every couple of months if you happen to be using this daily. Now, if you are using this daily and it's not helping, then you probably want to look to a steam inhalation. But these are the combination of 3 essential oils that I recommend that you use for congestion. Laura's asking, do you recommend personal inhalers for young children, or would it be best to diffuse? My kids are 5 and 2. Yes, I absolutely do recommend personal inhalers for children. Let me take a break from the screen so that I can actually show you exactly how you can use a personal inhaler with your 5-year-old and your 2-year-old. Now, these are the personal inhalers. You've seen me probably, some of you at least, have seen me share a link to the River Tree Life inhalers. Now, there are plastic inhalers out there. I actually have some as well. These are the plastic ones. These are a little bit slimmer, and they will actually insert into your nose, which I don't recommend for children under 6, but you can see the difference in size. And these, I think, are actually prettier in my opinion, but these are plastic. These are aluminum on the outside and glass on the inside, and they work pretty much the same way. So I'm just going to show you really quickly how to use a personal inhaler as well as how to use with children. So this is a personal inhaler broken down. Now, this is the glass vial that you will add your wick to. So River Tree Life sells a pack of a bunch of wicks, and they also include them with your inhalers as well. All you need to do is put your wick partially in the glass. You want to add your 15 drops of essential oils. In this case, this recipe would be the 7 drops of fir needle, 5 drops of orange, and 3 drops of cedarwood. And that's what you would add to the wick. And once you've done that, you want to screw the cap on. Now, the cap has holes in the top so that you can breathe the essential oils without it touching your skin. So all you have to do is put this back together like this, and you have your personal inhaler. Now, for adults, I recommend, if you are using the plastic kind, you can actually insert it into your nose. That is super effective. Now, for this kind, it's a little bit wider, and I don't think many of us are going to be able to actually insert this into our nose. So for an adult or kids over the age of 6, I recommend placing near your nostril. You can even close the other side if you want to. Deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. Now for children, you just want to waft it under their nose like this. They will be able to smell it just fine without the intensity of having it directly on their nose and that huge deep inhalation. And that will be effective. So that's what I would recommend for kids that are under the age of 6. Just waft it under their nose, or just have them hold it like this and just breathe in. Now, it's going to be harder for a 2-year-old than a 6-year-old to do that. I remember when my kids had trouble blowing out candles, right? And you're trying to explain to them how that works, and it's a little bit confusing, but that's what I would recommend. Another thing you can do is you can add 10 drops instead of 15 to your inhaler to make it a little bit less strong, but it's fine. Especially when you are congested, you do want a pretty strong dose of these essential oils to inhale. So that's what I would recommend for your kids, Laura. I hope that helped. Now, I am going to go and share my screen again with you and continue the recipe that we just went over. And just to be clear, these essential oils are safe for all ages. safe for pregnancy, safe for breastfeeding, not intended for babies under 6 months old, and that is because, as a general rule of thumb, we want to not expose our children under the age of 6 months to essential oils. We want to, in general, rule of thumb, avoid anything in the first trimester of pregnancy, right? And also avoid using with your pets. Now, as I just demonstrated, there are tips to use to using these personal inhalers with kids under the age of 6. So you can just wave it under their nose like I explained. And some substitutions. Now, I get asked a lot, I don't have this essential oil, what can I use instead? So although this recipe specifically calls for the Siberian fir needle, that is my personal favorite, you can use another fir needle, you can use another fir. Instead of sweet orange, you can use mandarin or tangerine. Instead of cedarwood Atlas, you can use cedarwood Texan or Virginian. Those can be swapped in any recipe with similar results. Wendy's asking if my family is prone to nosebleeds. Is this recipe okay to use? Yes, it is. The essential oils in this recipe are not blood thinning. They are not anticoagulant. If your family is prone to nosebleeds, you will want to avoid cinnamon bark, cinnamon leaf, clove, and in fact, if I could divert your attention back to our learning center, to interactions, you want to check out the topics who's at risk using blood thinners, such as your family prone to nosebleeds, and you want to check out the list essential oils which are blood thinning. Again, you can access this via our learning center. If you are not yet a member, go to leahjacobson.com/learn and enroll. If you are a member, you can go to leahjacobson.com/library, click access now, and that will bring you to our menu, click interactions, and then click essential oils, which are blood thinning. Excellent question, by the way. Excellent question. So yes, this is safe. So just previously, a moment ago, going over the safety, there are no drug interactions or anything. So safe for all ages, pregnancy, breastfeeding. The fur makes it not safe for use around dogs, but this is overall a safe recipe for your family. Now, here is a very thorough list of alternatives to eucalyptus, rosemary, and peppermint for congestion. So this lists all of the specific pines, firs, spruces, etc. The cedarwood and the sandalwoods, those are an added sedative, especially for nighttime use, or if you are trying to suppress a cough. So this is just a reminder before using pre-made blends, because we know they're out there. We have breathe blends and anti-congest blends out there that typically use eucalyptus and or rosemary and or peppermint. And if you want to check up on the blends that you are using to see if it is safe or not, you can access our free level of essential oil blend safety files. Again, that is found in our library. What you can do is enroll for absolutely free. Again, leahjacobson.com/free EO blends. What you will do is be brought to our safety files over here, to where, you're welcome, Wendy, to where you can access, oh my gosh, I think we are over 40 brands right now. We have over 650 different blends assessed. So you can look up right here all of the different blends that you were wondering if they are safe for your family. Let's go ahead to, I know doTERRA has a Breathe one, right? A Breathe, also known as Easy Air. This is one of the ones I believe I do have available at the free level. And here is the safety information that you can find for this blend, which is not recommended for kids under age 10. It is safe for pregnancy. It's safe for breastfeeding, not safe for dogs or cats. And then there are some interactions here that you want to be aware of too. So this is an amazing resource for you to check out the blends of your essential oils to see if they're safe. If you are wanting to create your own blend and you are wondering if it is safe, we also have safety files for singles as well. So that was our blends. If you want to check out our singles, again, we have a free level available for like everything you see here. You can click access now on safety files if you have enrolled. Otherwise, click the not a member button that will appear for you. And again, you can access over 240 separate single essential oils shown alphabetically, and you can assess the different safety for those essential oils. So on topic, let's go ahead and click on eucalyptus. You can see here it's safe for ages 10 and above, safe for pregnancy and breastfeeding, safe for dogs. It does have a topical max, and we do want to avoid using it around cats. So there's a bunch of things to look up here as well. Alrighty. So yes, if you need more copies of this checklist, you can download it right inside our Learning Center. A quick one to actually share with your friends is going to be leahjacobson.com/childcongest. You can actually access this without even going into the Learning Center. So this is a great public link that you can share so others can get this guide as well. If you are in our Learning Center, again, to access this guide, click Children, then scroll down and click Guide to Child-Safe Essential Oils for Congestion. Now, I did give you the recipe for the inhaler here. If you are interested in more recipes, you can actually find those as a VIP member in our EO Recipes Club. Now, this is a little bit of a peek as to what the VIP users are getting. I actually have already ordered these prints. They are arriving this week. They are free for VIP members. You actually get these in the mail just for the cost of shipping if you are a VIP member. This comes with 2 different alternatives to a personal inhaler recipe, the one of which I just went over with you guys here live, diffuser recipes, steam inhalation recipes, as well as chest rubs that are safe for children. So if anyone is here with any questions for me, please go ahead and pop in the comments below. Your questions actually make this a lot more fun. Your questions, hey, if you have a question, guess what? Somebody else watching probably also has that question. I might think that I've thought of everything, but then again, you guys ask me questions. I'm like, oh yeah, what a great addition. Thanks so much for speaking up. So if you have any questions for me about using essential oils with children for congestion, anything that I just went over, how to access the Learning Center for free, anything like that. In fact, if you have a blend that you have currently been using for congestion, or maybe you used it last year and you are now wondering if this is safe, let me know what that blend is and I will do an assessment for you right here live. And I will go through the different essential oils that are in that blend, and I will show you if it's safe or not just by looking at the essential oils. Hi, is there a time limit for focusing around kids? Not really sure what you're asking, Sunny. If there's a time limit. Oh, for diffusing. Okay. Yes. So there is a time factor involved, not just with children, but with all of us. So excellent question. Let me go ahead and flip back around to our Learning Center. Now, again, this is an amazing resource. Our Learning Center is free. You have to enroll. That keeps the Facebook robots out, allows you guys in, and all you have to do is click on... I don't know why my sound's on. Sorry, guys. All you have to do is click on inhaling, and this will give you all the answers you need about inhalation. Now, I am going to go ahead and click on diffuser because that is the topic of the question you are asking. And right here, it shows you the different things that you need to know about diffusing. Now, adding 5 to 10 drops to your diffuser is a general rule of thumb. And what you want to do for diffusing is you want to diffuse 10 minutes on and 20 minutes off. And this is to prevent olfactory fatigue. And what that means is when you are diffusing 24/7, what your nose will do after a period of a few minutes is it will begin to not recognize the smell any longer. So it's not going to be as effective. So when you are diffusing 10 minutes on and then you're shutting it off for 10 minutes, Once that comes back on for 10 minutes, your body is going to re-recognize that aroma and kick into gear and do that thing therapeutically that you need it to do. Now, in this case with congestion, that is perfect because you want your body to respond to that every 10 minutes and kick in and go, oh, that smell again. Okay, let me do my thing. Now, the jasmine aroma diffuser is the one I've linked to here because it's the only one that I have found that has this intermittent feature. Now, you can diffuse longer, but you run into the danger of adverse reactions. So let me go ahead and click on this other link here in the menu, signs you are overdoing inhalation. So what can happen if you over diffuse is you can actually have symptoms like you have allergies. You might be coughing, you might be sneezing, you might get a headache, you might actually have trouble breathing if you are over diffusing. So that can happen from diffusing too long, diffusing too close, or diffusing an essential oil that's not safe for children or for yourself. So the easy remedy to that is just get some fresh air, shut off the diffuser. So that's what I would recommend to you is 10 minutes on and 20 minutes off. So awesome and wonderful. Great question, Sunny. I'm so glad you asked because everyone was able to hear that as well. Okay, Michelle, let me actually just click add to broadcast here so everyone can read your question. I haven't been using essential oil safely website lately. Is accessibility different? Okay, meaning can one just get on and search as needed? So here's the thing with the website. Yes, it's still up. You can find it using eossafely.com. What it's going to do is point you into our learning center. So unfortunately, since Facebook the last several months has been really cracking down on health issues and certain keywords, especially since that C thing has been going around, they have really been censoring a lot of things. I personally have had several of my posts, and not lately since I've been doing it this way, several of my posts have been flagged. So what can happen is when you have posts either in this group or on my public Facebook page flagged, you get too many flags, they are going to shut you down. And because I did not want that to happen, I want you guys to still have access to this very important information, even though I'm using medical terms, even though I'm using therapeutic benefits, even though I'm using keywords like the C thing or the V thing. They don't like that. They want control over what we are hearing as far as information and different natural remedies. So what I've had to do to keep the Facebook robots out from flagging my posts, because yes, they actually went to my website where I had all of the things in there, and they flagged my post based on the information on my website, not the words I was using on Facebook itself. So what I had to do was create this free learning center that requires you to register first. Absolutely free. So that has been keeping out the Facebook robots, but it's been allowing you guys to access the same information that you could access on the website. Now, I do feel like it's actually better organized. It may just be me, but you have all these keywords here in the menu. Let me flip back to that again. You have all of these keywords here in the menu, so it's super easy to find things. There is a search functionality, but unfortunately, it only searches based on words in the menu, which is kind of silly because they're already there pretty plain to see, right? Now, if you are on your phone, just click the 3 lines on the top right corner for the menu to expand. So we have a ton of information, and I would say almost everything that is on our website is also in here. There may be a few things that I still need to add, but mostly everything is here. Again, click the inhaling tab. Look at all the information you have here. You have information on ways to inhale, why you should inhale for emotional issues, for respiratory issues. In fact, let me click on that because there's a really great graphic here that explains how essential oils are effective for respiration and respiratory issues. So check this out. When we inhale essential oils, they are not only affecting the limbic area of our brain for emotional issues, but when they are inhaled down the trachea, they go into the bronchi, into the bronchioles, and finally ending at the microscopic sac-like alveoli where gas exchange happens. So this is really, really informative, and I'm really glad you actually asked this question. So this is how it works. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing, and there's more information here. Again, you can find a lot more information about inhalation in all of these right here in the menu on all of these links. And a lot of these links have the same thing. There's a bunch of info for kids. There's a bunch of info on brands and blends, ingesting, immunity, tons of different information here in the Learning Center. So all you have to do is go to leahjacobson.com/learn. Yeah, let me see. This is the one I have, but that's actually the one for downloading the guide. So, which is what we started talking about, right? Is the child safe alternatives for congestion in our Learning Center under children. But if you go to leahjacobson.com/learn, you can enroll for absolutely free and access all of this information there. All right, more questions. Yay, I love questions. Okay, so Jamie has a question because I asked you if you have a blend that you are using for congestion and you want to know if it's still safe for your kids, ask me and I will look it up and show you. So Jamie's asking about the sniffle stopper from plant therapy in a roller, if it's okay to apply topically to the chest. Now, first, I'm actually going to go to the blend's safety files, and we are going to check this out. Let me share my screen with you so we can look this up. Ding, ding, ding. Okay. Now, this information is based on inhalation because what I did is I reviewed the blend itself. So after we go over this, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go to their website to check out what the dilution is, and we can further investigate. Okay, so Sniffle Stopper is here under plant therapy in the menu, and I've already reviewed this. I've actually reviewed and added all plant therapy blends, all doTERRA blends. I have all the ones in here from Arbonne as well as Melaleuca, and that may be all, but I have all the blends in here, guys. I've been working on this for over a year now. So these are the essential oils included in Sniffle Stopper: fir needle, rosalina, spruce hemlock, cypress spearmint, and cedarwood Virginian. Now, these essential oils are safe for all ages, safe for pregnancy, safe for breastfeeding, not safe for dog, and not safe for cat. So what I'm going to do is click, hopefully this link still works, on here. Actually, this is not, so this is where I got the list of essential oils from. Looks like they changed their label a little bit. I don't know if they share here what their dilution is on the roller. Let me go ahead and see. Okay, so the roller is here. Let me see if it says, does it say what the roller bottle dilution is? I may have to actually go to their website. Okay. I thought I was screen sharing and I'm not. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so let's go to Sniffle Stopper. Let's check on the roller itself. Looks like they've updated their label. Now let's see if it says, okay, 3%. So 3% is going to be fine for like an over 6-year-old, but if you are using this under age 6, I would recommend diluting it a bit more. And honestly, guys, this is a lot better inhaled. This is a lot more effective when you inhale it. It's going to be a lot more effective. So this is my struggle with websites and companies that actually offer roller bottles for everything, is people are going to grab it because they think it's easy, but honestly, it's not going to give you an as effective result as using the blend itself. So if you are using your own blend, the one that I shared with you in the Guide to Children and Congestion, or if you're using a blend from a company, and this particular blend happens to be safe for children, you want to actually diffuse it. You want to use it, and actually using it in a personal inhaler is the most effective way to inhale an essential oil. Now, when we are talking about congestion, a steam inhalation is going to be the most effective for either deep lung issues, for sinus issues, especially when it comes to congestion. That will help loosen everything up. But especially for kids, personal inhaler is going to be the most effective way to help for that, not applying it to the skin. So that's what I would recommend. So yes, it is safe for kids. I don't recommend rolling it on, and it just won't be as effective. Just my opinion. Let's see. Michelle saying, goodness, definitely. Let me see. Let me click this on the screen so that we can all share it, because I can actually see it better when I do that. Okay. Goodness, definitely need access to our personal aromatherapist. Thanks so much. Also, can you still have olfactory effect when using personal nasal inhaler several times a day? No. So the olfactory fatigue is what happens when you smell a skunk outside, and yet after a few minutes, your body says, okay, I've had enough, and it shuts off the aroma. It's still outside, but the aroma shut off. Similar thing, say you're baking bread, or you're making chicken soup, or you're doing something in the kitchen, and your nose has shut it off a while ago, right? Because you're in there, you smelled it, your brain is going, okay, I get it, I understand you're making bread. But someone's going to walk into the kitchen and be like, oh my gosh, what is that smell? And you're like, what are you talking about? Like, your body's not even recognizing the smell, even though it is still in the air, because it's had a constant bombardment of that aroma. Now, if you are using your personal inhaler, you're taking your 1 to 3 deep inhalations, and you're doing that every couple of hours, you are not going to get olfactory fatigue because you've given yourself enough of a break. But amazing question. I hope that helps answer that for you, Michelle. Let me see, Sunny. Let's see. What are our different options to get your hard copy book? Just ordering the book, or does it come with any of the paid memberships? So the book, yes, you can absolutely just order it straight, or you can actually go to bundle. Except let's see. Yes. So let me show you over here. So if you go to leahjacobson.com/bundle, you can find all of our bundle options. Now, I am actually out of essential oil profiles right now. So if you need the essential oil safety files, the best way to do that is actually to go to leahjacobson.com/EO singles and order it directly here. I only have a few left though. But on the bundles topic, you can actually get best savings if you bundle the ebooks, by bundling the online options, or by bundling the membership. That is going to be your best bang for your buck. I do not have sales. How I do things is when I initially offer something, you are getting the very best price you will ever see. Then it goes to retail. Otherwise, you have these bundles here. So thanks for the question. Again, I only have a few copies of essential oil single safety files available. Let's see. Let me add this to here. Okay, so Rebecca's saying, hello, I'd love to know any of essential oils that are good for treating eczema. So yes, we have information right in our library, in our essential oil recipes club right here. So this is the VIP access, which you are going to take a peek at right now with me, because I happen to have VIP access to this. Now, there is a free level, like there is, like I mentioned, with like everything. There is a free level to the EO Recipes Club, and it has these recipes here that are available. Allergies, anxiety, congestion, that personal inhaler recipe I shared with you, as well as a steam inhalation recipe, insect repellent, on and on. Eczema is not one of those. However, there is some free information for eczema right in the introduction that I'm going to share with you. Now, eczema is a little bit tricky because it's a disorder of the immune system, and it presents itself in dry red skin, typically on the face, and it's usually cleared up with diet changes. A lot of people that have eczema are in fact allergic or have sensitivities to dairy, gluten, sometimes citrus, and it can be exacerbated with stress or extreme weather changes. Now, you can help eczema temporarily, on your skin. You can help, try to deal with it. But I always recommend, if you can get to the root of the problem, that's what you want to do. So if you can eliminate dairy and that eliminates your eczema, amazing and awesome. Meanwhile, as you are dealing with dry skin, as you are dealing with redness, you may find some of these recipes to be helpful. I have 2 recipes for eczema that are formulated based on helping with eczema on the skin, that are based in a body balm, and then one in a body butter. Now, butters last longer on the skin, longer than oils, which is great because with eczema, when you have really dry skin, you need that moisture trapped on the skin for a lengthy period of time. But honestly, I would absolutely recommend that you look into diet. If you haven't seen a doctor yet, or a dermatologist or a naturopath, I would absolutely do that because they can be extremely helpful in narrowing down what your allergies may be. And also, I don't know if you've been officially diagnosed with eczema, but sometimes it can be an allergy to the products you are applying to your skin, or a sensitivity to products you're applying on your skin. So I would also look into that and look for high quality, organic, non-GMO, paraben-free, etc. makeup and skincare items as well, just to make sure that you may not be reacting to something that you are applying to your skin itself. All right. Yes, it was a great question, Sunny. Let's see. Shannon, this is a great question. Okay. What brand of essential oils do you recommend? MLMs seem to be the easiest to find, but I understand not all are created equal. Yes. Have you noticed that? It's pretty funny when you can actually go to Best Buy to get essential oils, right? You can find them in TJ Maxx. You can find them in Walmart. You can find them in many different stores, and the quality is not the same. It really isn't. That being said, let's take a peek in our learning center and let's talk about brands here for a minute. All right, so sharing my screen with you yet again. We are in the Learning Center, which if you are not enrolled, you can go to leahjacobson.com/learn and enroll for absolutely free access to this Learning Center. Click on brands. Now, this is a question I get asked probably every single live that I do, and I get asked so many times that I actually put together all of this information for you. Now, let me just start off by saying that when I first got into essential oils, I too wondered what is the best brand to use. So what I ended up doing after combing through all the different websites and coming to the same conclusion, they all tell me they are the absolute best, highest quality, I decided to put my thinking cap on and I decided to run GCMS testing. So what we did is, the people that were following me at the time at my old website, Nourishing Treasures, we actually put up, oh my gosh, this is just so incredible to even think about going back here, but we did a third-party testing for essential oils. So we raised a bunch of money, we sent it off to a chemist in France, we sent off samples off to a chemist in France, and what we discovered was non-MLM brand essential oils did just as well as MLM essential oils as far as quality. So the first essential oil that we tested was actually myrrh, and the 90 bottle or the $70 to $90 bottles of doTERRA and Young Living were kind of blown away by the Oracacia bottle of myrrh for like $15. So they were all in similar quality. It was just an amazing revelation. So after doing our first third-party testing, we went on to do a second, we went on to do a third, and all of this came back with the same answer, that the more money you pay for a bottle of essential oil does not guarantee the quality, does not guarantee that it's not adulterated. Because when we did our peppermint testing, 10 out of 13 brands were not in compliance, meaning they were not even within range for enough menthol. Some were adulterated. It was a mess. We had a lot of companies with egg on their faces. It was amazing that as a group, we were able to raise all of that money to get all of those tested and to really hold these companies accountable. So, based on third-party testing, based on the safety information from the different companies that they provide for us, I came up with a list. So you can actually, in this menu, find more information about the GCMS reports and third-party testing, my opinions about pricing, therapeutic grade that gets thrown around a lot. And on this link, you will find my opinion on some brands based on these factors: accuracy of the safety information, selection, GCMS reports they offer, the quality, all of this stuff. So I have not yet found a 5-star company. I am still looking for a company that has amazing safety information on their bottle, on their website, that does not offer essential oils for sale which are harmful, that is transparent in the safety for children, meaning if eucalyptus is not safe for under age 10, they tell you. I have not found one yet, but I have found a few 4-star companies. Now, this is just my personal rating system. So I have found a few companies that I do purchase from, and you can find them all here. And this is based on many different factors, as I explained. Oracacia is actually one that you can find just as readily, if not more readily, than an MLM brand. You can find it usually in a Walmart or a grocery store. You can find it on Amazon and, of course, on their website as well. And then I have companies that are 3 stars where, again, this speaks to quality, this speaks to information, this speaks to, safety that they provide as well. And then we have 1 and 2-star companies, which I personally avoid. And again, this is my personal opinion based on the factors that I explained. If you have any questions for me, I'd be happy to answer those for you. I did actually go live about a bunch of different brands, and you can find those here in this link here. I did go live. Most of these are non-US brands, because after the list that you just saw, the opinion on some brands, and it was 1 star to 4 stars, those are mainly US based. So I had a bunch of questions about non-US brands. So I actually took a few weeks, I think it was back in January, and I went live on all of these websites, and I actually went through all of these websites for you, and I gave you my opinion on the information that they offered, how transparent they were, and all of that stuff. And if you want to know the checklist that I go through, a mental checklist that I go through when I am choosing an essential oil company, you can actually download that here. It's the How to Choose an Essential Oil Company checklist. And these are just different things that you can look for when you are going to their website to really see if they know what they're talking about, if they are just going with, it's popular, let's sell some essential oils, but they know nothing about safety. They aren't being helpful to their customers and telling them which essential oils to avoid if pregnant, on medications, around their dogs, etc. You can download that checklist there, print it out, and you can have your columns of yes and no, and you can decide for yourself if that is a company that you want to choose from. So yet again, another topic that is answered in our Learning Center, which you can find by going to leahjacobson.com/learn. You can enroll there. If you're already a member, leahjacobson.com/library, click access now. You are welcome, Shannon. All right, so Laura's asking, will you be offering any other essential oil classes? I've been kicking myself for not enrolling in the last one. So the essential oils, using essential oils safely basics course, I generally offer about once a year. My intention is actually to split up that course and offer it into smaller bundles, which you will eventually find in the library. So you can actually enroll in maybe the inhalation module, the topical use module, the how to make a blend module, all of that. I plan on splitting that up. This was my intention, actually has been my intention for over a year, and I still haven't gotten there yet, which is why I decided to open enrollment again into the course, because it's already done for you, and there's been thousands of students who have gone through it. But yes, I will be offering the course again, so stay tuned. If you want to be notified when the next course is open, let me just make sure. Let me just make sure I have the link correct on this. Okay, so here's the link you can go to if you want to be notified the next time we have a class available. It's going to be leahjacobson.com/basics2020. That will redirect you to our wait list. So if I can open Facebook and click this in, that'd be great. All right, let me go to the group. For some reason, it's taking a while to load. All right, now I was actually reminded. Here you go. So here's the link for you right here. There you go. So that will redirect you to our wait list. Now, this reminds me, there was actually a question from Tanya who says she's planning on joining the live discussion. She has a 3-year-old. She said, I know diffusing peppermint is not good, but how about if it's on my body? I used to use peppermint all the time before I had him, and I really miss it. So that's exactly what you can find. Sorry, my throat's drying out. You can find that in our Learning Center as well. So let me go ahead and flip my screen around again for you. Go to Children, and then click on when you want to use them. So if you want to inhale essential oils not safe for kids, personal inhaler. If you want to use them on yourself, which is what Tanya was asking, she wants to use them on herself, here are some guidelines. Now, you can apply under your clothing. Try to give yourself 15 to 30 minutes before getting close to your kids. But if it's under clothing, they're not going to be able to smell it very much. Essential oils do evaporate, which means, they will, basically, you'll be a walking diffuser for a little bit, but they will dissipate and the aroma will die down. If you are applying to exposed skin, you want to give yourself a longer time before being around your children, especially if you are using a higher dilution. So it's all based on where you're applying it on your body, if you have clothing on top of that skin area, and also the dilution that you are using. If you are using a 1% dilution and it's under your clothing, your kids are probably not really going to be able to smell that. If you are using a 20% dilution, however, and you're using it on your arms and you go to give your kids a hug, that's going to be a little bit too much. You can absolutely use them in wash-off products because you are washing them off, right? So those are just some guidelines that you can use when you want to use essential oils that are not safe for kids, but you have kids in your home. So I hope that helps answer that question, Tanya. Laura says, very cool. Love that idea. Thank you. You are very welcome, Laura. Michelle said, yay, just enrolled. Awesome. Thanks so much. Been learning for years now and appreciate it so much. You are very welcome. So happy to help. So are there any more questions for me? We did start out talking about children, and let me point you again to where you can find that guide. So if you are not yet part of our free learning center, you want to go to leahjacobson.com/learn and you want to enroll. If you have already enrolled, then where you want to go is you want to go to our library, which is leahjacobson.com/library. Click Access Now, and you will immediately enter our Learning Center, again, if you've already enrolled. To find the Guide to Child-Safe Essential Oils for Congestion, simply click Children in the menu, then click Guide to Child-Safe EOS for Congestion, and you will be able to download that guide right here. Just click it, it will pop up, and you can download all of this information, including the recipe that we went over for inhalation earlier. Now, again, if you are part of the EO Recipes Club, you can actually find not just that personal inhaler recipe, but you can find several other recipes and different ways to use these recipes in our Recipes for Congestion prints. Now, this is actually downloadable instantly, but you can also request the print as a VIP member only for the cost of shipping. So if you are in the US, it's like $3.25, and I will ship this to your door along with this awesome Sharpie. And check that out. The Sharpie has our logo. Is that not awesome? I have been a Sharpie geek for like the longest time. And when I recently discovered that I could get my logo on a Sharpie, I was pretty excited. So these will be shipping along with your recipes for those of you who get the guides and the cheat sheets and all of that stuff. Any of those print things, you will get one of these as well. Super, super excited. Alrighty, so Michelle is asking, so many great oils and alternatives, just not worth any risk while they are little. Amen. As a mama, I've been using kid-safe oils for myself and kiddos with great success. That is really great to hear. Yeah, it is not worth it, guys. When there are essential oils that you can use that are just as effective, if not more effective, than the risky ones, why not use them? Why not use them? So when you know better, you do better. So I hope you guys learned something today. Look for this live uploaded to our YouTube channel a little bit later. And I hope you learned something. If you're watching the replay, drop in the comments any questions you may have. And as I end this, those of you who have stuck with me during this live, thank you so very much. Please go ahead and drop in the comments your biggest takeaway. It could be something that you learned that you had no idea existed. It could have been something that you knew that you feel is super important for those who don't watch the live but are reading the comments to learn. I would super, super appreciate that. Awesome. So I will talk to you guys later. Hope you have a great day. See ya.